Hey Matt, how you doing?
Good.
Good stuff. Glad you can hear me. Yeah, my fingers crossed for the moment. The Hangout seems to be working. I think, oh Lokesh, I think you're muted at the moment. It also says you're having connectivity issues. Did I start the live stream? Let me see. Yes, the live streaming. And Michael is here, and Matt is here, and it's the WSO Planning Meeting. And yeah, it's that time where we, either reflect on how things have been going in website one, or we vote on new tickets. I know there's some work for me to be doing on pull requests. Shall we start with, does anybody have any particular tickets they'd like to get voted on?
Yeah, there might be one. Can we
Sure.
look at the board real quick, or
We,
should I?
we certainly can. I'm just bringing that up. There we go. Yep, the board is up. Yep. Yeah, well, what was the one that you were keen to look
Oh, actually, it's more of a question. There
Go
was
on.
a problem with the pricing images,
Oh, yeah.
and it seems to have gone away. But did that reoccur, or is it? Do you know why it happened?
Yes. So it seems that the pricing images, which was this one, uh, basically that, oh gosh, what's it called? Lara, who redesigned the page, she set the images to point to something on her server, that she had some ticks on her server. And then she subsequently cleared up her server and removed that image. And I then, as a quick fix, went through and I found a different image. So I think I just like found a different image. So I just found a green tick somewhere. And so I think they're slightly different from the green tick that she originally chose. But so it's like, it's, superficially fixed. I guess the issue now is, I mean, conceivably, we could have the same problem again if that image disappeared, because I'm linking then again to this CDN3 icon finder. Um, and it could be argued, do we want to get the uh, thing back from, like I did ask Lara was going to, you give me, let's see. She was going to give me the
Yeah.
image, but then she hasn't done so. I'll ask her again now. By the way, can you give me that tick image? So I guess what we've got. I mean, if we sensibly look at that, I mean, do we even need to vote on this? I mean, it's kind of a trivial thing. What we should sensibly do is just move the host the image ourselves, right? So
Yeah, it
I
looks
mean,
like
go on.
sorry, it looks like Alex might have created a pull request to do that. I'm just reading what he says there.
Ah, okay. Oh, it does. Oh, maybe he has. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Might be a different
So,
check than you. Yeah.
but so I guess he's all right. Okay, so he's actually got the image right in this one. Okay, and I think that this pull request has been merged in. I think. Yeah. So conceivably, that's already on production. We've got app assets images check PNG, so we could. Uh,
It looks like it.
check.png. Not there. I wonder what the. I mean, I did deploy fairly recently. That should be live. Um, Am I doing something silly with the where that would be as a result of it's in app assets images / check PNG. Would our see, listen, it takes like 5 minutes for Website 1 to know. It's getting there. Go on, website 1. Or look me. OC now. I think it's. I mean, part of the problem is I run all these things in parallel all the time. Come on, brain. So we've got app, images, assets, images. Yeah, so we've got it in there. So that's strange. So why? I'm just telling gosh. I guess we could check, is that on the develop server? No. Is there, where did like, what's the Rails image directory? Like, where did the someone give me a hand here? Like, what's the? I mean, or should we move on? I mean, the
production is on the CDN still, so I don't know what's going on actually.
Well, I mean, the point is develop. Like, we've got this thing. The question is, like, for our images, like this one, like if I copy image address and paste there, it's okay. It looks like the things they're not in a separate thing. They're just in /assets. So if we go to Agile Ventures /assets /check.png there, then that's where it should be merged in, but it's not. Is what I'm saying making sense at all, Matt? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think maybe you haven't merged that in to master yet. Maybe.
Well, it's been merged in. Well, let's go back to it here. Here it is, right? We've got app /assets /images check.png, and this
I don't think you can access the image like this.
Okay. Okay. Does it have to be?
Because it goes through asset pipeline.
Okay, right. So you can't just get the URL directly. It has to be some like special thing.
Yeah, because all the things go to the routes.
Right. So anyway, so Matt, see this here? The commit is merged into develop. Right. It's definitely merged. I think we can even just check, is it present in master? Here's master, app, assets, images, check PNG. So it's there.
Okay.
But I get what I think what oh gosh, Lokesh is saying is correct. See, because like if I copy the image address for this, right? See what it's doing? It's adding like an ID here to the thing. Like so it's kind of like, I think what it's expecting us to do is to like it's not really set up for us to have, you know, an editable page here with this thing in it, right? It's expecting us to be serving a Rails template where we can do like an image URL tag, and then, you know, through the operation of the magic of the asset pipeline, it'll link to it correctly. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
And what we've got here is we happen to have our kind of like, you know, stylized wiki pages, and somewhere in here, I can't even find the ticks now. Yeah, I mean, I just like I've got them hard coded to this CDN. So I guess it's kind of, yeah, to come back to this, right? Which so there is
do anything. If you, it's up to you, Sam, I guess.
Yeah, we've merged in the check.png, but I mean, I guess the question there is the asset pipeline link to the check predictable? I guess maybe intentionally it's not. We shouldn't try and hard code that. But since we have things in the wiki, it's not immediately clear what to link to. Yeah, I mean, so I guess in order to round out this thing here is like, I've linked to this in the first instance in the, gosh, what's it called? I mean, if we wanted to get that previous tick back, we could be linking to like the raw thing here, right? Like copy link address, like this. I wonder if that will that just like show up? Yeah, that's the tick. So I mean, in principle, we could be linking. Oh gosh, it's in the first instance in the wiki page. Can't really use asset hosted thing unless we make page a Rails template. Guess we could also link to. So I mean, it's kind of, you know, up to folks if they prefer to go back to old image. Have any other things they wanted to get voted on to draw attention to? I guess, I mean, this has been, it's in progress. Should we, like, I mean, I guess we've got this general issue of, you know, ideally things are voted on in order for us to all understand them. You know, it's been partially resolved. We could just say it's done, and in retrospect, I mean, it wasn't particularly tricky. So maybe just as an executive thing, I'm gonna say, look, it wasn't that hard, and it's been superficially dealt with. I guess there's a argument to say there that like there's like a little up for grabs issue there that we could say is like, is it even worth it? Does anybody care enough to create a new issue there to like somebody who wants to work on that in future? I guess not. I guess I was just going to draw attention to, I mentioned that some things were this, well, I'll back up. What I have been doing is I've adjusted my blogging thing so that I'm focused on reviewing different aspects of the site every morning. This was the thing I was reviewing this morning, and it was just such a trivial thing that's been irritating me for so long that I just, you know, created a ticket and opened an exploratory pull request. I guess for a complete, I mean, I also did sort of two things on the previous days. One relates to this one, which I've kind of deployed for premium. I'm going to pull that into please check there. It's sort of related to that other one. And I guess I was also, what did I do? Yeah, it was the getting started page. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the thing that's kind of, I don't know, I want to kind of like cleanly finish tickets, and I keep getting stuck. Like I've done this change to the premium page, where it now has this, you know, these things. Arguably, that could involve, you know, the finishing of this, but I haven't yet done it for the premium mob page or the other pages. So I'm kind of caught in this. Should I leave that there in progress? It's kind of gone live. I'm conflicted.
We decided that was just premium, right?
Did we decide that this ticket was specifically just premium?
I think a long time ago, yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay, so I guess this is then live, and yeah, so we can finish that, right? I mean, unless anybody does anybody have any concerns about these changes?
I haven't really looked at them, but no.
No. All right.
You can open up a ticket to do. You know,
yeah, exactly.
Premium mob next.
Yeah. So I'll mark that out as we'll put that as closed, and we'll create an issue to update premium mob page to gosh, what is it?
Why instead of what?
Yeah, why instead of what? We could say C1583. Yeah. Do we even? This is clearly. It's kind of like it's just a text change. So it's clearly. Do we even need to vote on this?
It's just a 1.
Yeah, it's just a 1. I can't see that it's not even worth getting the voting thing out, is it there? And it's sort of it's yeah. I'll sign this to myself. We've got this. So we've got that, and then we've got adjust premium FTF page from what to why. See, what was it? Number 1538. Yeah.
It's pounds.
Yeah.
That's
1583. Damn. Okay. All right. So that's kind of clear. So that was one thing that I did. I kind of, well, Michael, you and I, we made some changes to getting started. I went further and updated this so it was a bit wider and bigger, and added some more projects in and cut out some other what seemed like extraneous text for the time being. And it was that was making me think like this is just a view on a projects page that we, you know, and that led me to the projects page today where I started working on these. The project image is too large, which, you know, so it hasn't been voted on. Does it like it feels like these are basically quite trivial layout issues. There's a kind of a wrinkle that, you know, Robert from the German television or broadcasting project has actually used the large image to put like a big infographic on his page. So I've asked him about that. Does anybody feel incentivized to vote on this one?
I mean, you're just going to vote one otherwise, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of yeah. There's
it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones where like it's layout and then making it look good at all the different sizes and so on. I guess let's just put a 1 on it because it doesn't really seem worth killing ourselves over that. So if we just look at some other things, let's clear up the board a little bit. The other thing that I'm considering that I'd love to get your input on is for the premium, like, so having revised this, I mean, it's maybe slightly too many questions, but we'll see. And sort of looking at this, I think it's a step in the right direction. But so I was just thinking here though, and I'm all these bits. You know, we could do the same, like we did the you know, these frequently asked questions here, which is basically free ranger attacking the entire business case. You know, in this pop out thing, we could make, you know, all of these questions be pop out to these things and like massively reduce the amount of text in the page. Do you know what I mean? So that it would effectively be like a high level questions for you, get started for premium, and then it would have you know, the frequently asked questions underneath, and that would maybe make the page more navigable. Does anybody care either way?
Yeah, I just have my immediate reaction to the page was that it was just too many want tos.
Sure.
But anything like you're saying would be great, I think, too.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, I mean, I guess like
I just skip over that because I'm like, whatever. It's too much.
Yeah. I mean, and what it makes me think is it's kind of like, you know, we could have. Do you want to? You know, like this.
Yeah, that's simpler. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
better.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the background of this, if anybody cares, is you know, in Marufa, I think initially suggested the pop out thing. and I was going to do that on this thing, and then we had Ashley in, and she said, "Oh well, sure, but the key thing is, you should reword this to make it like the why instead of what." And that was great, and it sort of was like we were reduced to doing this pop-out thing for the frequently asked questions rather than for here. Since we did the sprint, the design sprint, I'm kind of like, we kind of want to reduce the like. I think that for a person here, just I think big paragraphs of text to people are kind of off-putting. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, so that basically leads me to, I'm tempted to not finish this and leave it so that we that finishing that finishes the original thing that Marufa was saying, which is to actually pull these different benefits to have this this sort of format. Which I guess, Matt, you're saying, yeah, that sounds good, and Michael and Lokesh don't care too much either way, so I should stop.
Sam, I was just thinking maybe we could increase the size between the text.
Increase
between the lines of the text.
Oh, increase
the
space between. Yes. Yeah. Well, that would also be one of the functions of doing this. That it would increase the sizes like this. So yeah, I think that's a good suggestion, Lokesh. Okay. So I guess the thing here is, I mean, I've ended up. This was originally, fact pop up the page.
Questions that you've put up, right?
Say again, Michael.
I said those questions, like the FAQ that you have in there.
Yeah.
Wasn't that mostly like addressing all free rangers?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
I mean, they may well be questions that no one else would ever ask. Go on.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. To what extent is that really just cluttering the page?
Yeah. I mean, and indeed, it could be a separate page. We could have a premium_fac that we would link to from this page.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, I guess the sensible thing to do, if like this was, it mentions FAQ here. So let's say that this one is finished. This is 1565. So we've got then some other things here, which are, so this is C1565. So we've got here, which is like make a premium page question, why questions pop out. We could say this would reduce text overall and increase spacing between questions. And then we could say at same time we could move FAQ to separate page. Like so. Yeah. All right. So that's this. And then so then we could do that here for, this is make premium mob page, why questions pop out. Yep. And add issue, make premium face-to-face why questions pop out. Okay, and then I can't equivocate about whether the things are completed or not, and I will just assign myself to this one and pop that over to there, like because it'll just
make it all ones, right?
Yeah, and they're they're all. I mean, we've got the other longer term question about whether we should be trying to make these pages like we get into all sorts of weird, strange situations with trying to edit them in the Mercury editor, but here we go. I mean, the big thing is, of course, can we through any of these changes just increase the chances that people will actually sign up for premium? But there we go. Okay. So that, and then so Matt, you added the research hangout alternatives. Yeah, we've been looking at Jitsi. We've researched it. I mean, I guess is that the research task is sort of done, Matt, in as much as we've been using Jitsi all week, and it's been certainly no worse than Hangouts, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I just moved it to please check. So
yeah,
so just close it, and because it seems like our best.
Yeah,
want to go with it.
Absolutely. And I mean, you've nicely added this. There's clearly some, further integration that we could do. So yeah, let's close that out. That's done. I guess we've got, a ticket which is like further Jitsi integration. So we've got basically would be like Jitsi. I mean, this is kind of an epic.
Well, the button thing, it could be just one task, right?
It could. I was just like gonna put in here the list of different things, and we can create separate tasks for it, either else. But so I'm just trying to enumerate the list of things. So there's the button for Jitsi. There's something about being able to send telemetry from Jitsi to a WSO. Is that, I mean, those are the two key things, right? There's like a start button that would basically do it. I mean, I guess there's also, so there's a button which like, starts, loads Jitsi. There's also the question of, there's like the video for Jitsi, and that's.
I wonder how good our telemetry can be though, because I think we'll have a identity problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, because with Google Hangouts, got a lot of people to give us like the OAuth for their
right for the Google Plus, yeah.
And then we can match them up to the Hangout data.
Right.
Whereas with Jitsi, there's no.
Well, there's Gravatar.
There's no. Well,
I mean, it may be that yeah, you're right that it's a problem, but potential, like at least Jitsi, it's doing identification through Gravatar, right? So my Gravatar email matches my account, like, and potentially, I mean, that's what we'd have to look into. Is like, can we have Jitsi send us the Gravatar email? I mean, like, we could be encouraging everyone to say, oh, when you use Jitsi, set this, put in your, even if you don't have a Gravatar email, but maybe Jitsi won't even send us the email, right? Maybe that will be, we just have to find out, won't we? So
we'd also have to, I mean, I guess we're going to, like, if we can get telemetry back from Jitsi through a plugin or whatever,
yeah,
then we can basically get back the pinging Slack, right? Without
right
that whole manual update thing.
Yeah, totally.
Which will be like a win.
Oh yeah.
Because it'll improve like the functionality. Yeah,
well, and basically it means that people. I mean, I think the where we want to be is that people can basically join a Jitsi session in the like they'll basically, there'll be a single button that they click, they join it, the fact that they're there gets notified, and people can see in the site who it is there, and so on and so forth. So it's all about trying to get to that point where it's kind of like, just like, entering a room, and there's like it's like a shop front, right? There's the bell goes when you go into a shop, and it's like, oh, person here, and that our Slack serves as the community to notice that somebody has gone into a room, and we can also have dedicated rooms for each Jitsi, and then like, yeah, so could be very cool. We'll see. All right, so I mean, I think we could be breaking out the individual tickets there and voting on them. It's got to the top of the hour. Michael and I need to do another session. I guess I mean,
yeah, real quick, Sam.
Go on, Matt.
You can hear me. Yeah. For that last ticket, the rest of the site wouldn't need any updates conceivably, right? If we're still streaming to YouTube.
In principle, yeah. If the
okay, I just wanted.
Yeah, I mean,
real quick.
If we can, I mean, this is like, if we can get so that when someone starts a live stream from the Jitsi, if that event can ping back to website 1 and that video URL goes into the site, then potentially the video players and the Scrum, past Scrums and everything else all just works.
Okay, yeah, and that's part of, for Jitsi streams.
Yeah,
okay.
but it all depends on, like, you know, like like Google Hangouts had certain sorts of restrictions in terms of what data we could send back from the Hangout to our server, and we had to load up Jitsi in a certain way. And yeah, we'll just have to see what it supports.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah. So I guess now, and we've got various things that are in progress here. I'm working on the product images. Lokesh, you're working on the manual update of the YouTube link. I've got this other thing about linking to the opportunities, which I've kind of pushed to one side. Chatlio has been live on the site for a couple of days, and no one has used it. Gosh, Federico. But yeah, so we got that out. It's funny, we had a couple of people talk to us on the nonprofit site, and nothing at all on the. I guess there we go. So, but Lokesh, you're okay carrying on with, you're just waiting for reviews on pull requests. Nothing that you're blocked on that you need to discuss.
No, I'm carrying on.
Yeah. Okay, great. I mean, I've got, a few bits and pieces set up for me to do. I'm going to keep on trying to hit, like, every morning, reviewing a different part of the site and just cleaning up and trying to make it more navigable. Matt and Michael, was there, I guess you didn't have anything else that you wanted getting voted on. Was there anything that you wanted to take ownership of, like, doing?
No. No, not right now.
Sure. Matt?
No, I think I'm all set. I want to work on Event Manager, so I don't want to.
Cool. No problem at all.
Anything.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Good show. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, on that note, I mean, the interesting thing about Jitsi, I mean, I'd sort of been thinking, oh, right, we're going to have to, like, build our complete, web streaming solution. And actually with Jitsi, it feels like we can replace Hangouts, in the site, and we can use Jitsi, and actually the site then doesn't have to end. What it makes me wonder about is about upgrading the WebWSO to Rails 5 and setting it up so that it can do, WebSockets and so on. I think Matt, when you opened a ticket for upgrading the event manager to, like, Rails, like the latest version of Rails 5, and I thought that you were opening a ticket for, like, website 1.
I think that's a good idea too. Do you want to?
Yeah, I think it's longer term. I think you should carry on doing the experiments that you're doing on Event Manager, and I think yeah, in the first instance, we should probably complete the transition to Jitsi as a first step, and then we'll come on to that afterwards, and you'll have had fun in Event Manager. And so
yeah, I mean, to be part of that epic, but, like,
yeah,
it's fine.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, that's our website 1 meeting then. And my Hangout was not a Hangout. My Jitsi didn't explode. So maybe my computer just doesn't like being plugged into the big monitor or that camera. Anyway, yeah. So that's there. I always forget to post the link. Okay, cool. Well, I guess we'll call that quits there. And yeah, Michael, give me a chance to get a cup of tea, and we can work on community support.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Bye for now. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Bye.